Google Sheets, functions, sum, and average. In this gradebook, what we'd like to do is we'd like to total up the points for each of the individuals in the gradebook and also have an average of their scores in this column here. So what we do, we can use a calculator and then punch in the numbers, but the point of the spreadsheet is for the spreadsheet to do the math for you. And you do that by setting up certain functions. In the total points column, we're going to set up a sum function. So if I know the function, I can type it in. But for most of us, what we'll do is we'll click here in this cell here, D2, and I'll go up to the Insert button, and I'll click on Function and find the sum. The other way of finding that is going over here. I'm going to click back in that cell, going over here to this icon, clicking on Functions and Sum. So it sets up the function for you. And now I'm going to select the cells that I want the sum to calculate. So I'm going to select B and C, and you can see how now the function is saying equals sum parentheses B2 colon C2. It's going to add those two together once I hit return. And so Dan's total points are 188. The cool thing about this is once I set it up in that cell, D2, I can click on this little box right here, this little square, and I can click on that with that crosshair and I can drag it down and it populates the function into all these other cells. So now Ruben, Franz, and John, we have the total points for all of them as well. So that's the sum function. And now we want to calculate the average. So I'm going to go over here to the E2 and I want to have Dan's average come up. So again, I'm going to go over here to this icon, or I can go up here to Insert and find Function and Average this time. And then I want to average out cells B2 and C2. So I'm going to click there and I'm going to drag over and hit return. Now you can see Dan's average, he's a top student, 94%. Okay, that's what he's getting on these tests out of 100. He's getting 94 as his average. Again, if I want to pull this function down now, I use the crosshairs, I hover over that square, I click on it and I drag down, and I can have the average for all of the students in the course now. So you're starting to see that on this list. If I want to find out the class average out of these 4 students, I can click on cell E6 here, and I can find the function by saying average, okay, E2, and drag it down to E5, return, and I come up with the class average is 75.625. So that's how the overall class is doing. We have a wide range, you can see, of students and their ability level. So that's using the sum and average functions in Google Sheets.